Good morning, everybody. Well, it was a pretty slow day yesterday. You can see that little doji candle up there in SPY, and a little gap up and running in place for the day. So intraday, well, always the prior day's low. It becomes our first reference point of support. um, we got a little rounding bottom there, and yeah, we're up near yesterday's high. We'll see if it keeps going. No doubt it's short term extended. Um, got a little shelf of support there. So clear line in the sand, breaking below there opens up downside to this void below. Trend would still be up, of course. See where minor support lines that up. Kind of far down on really the top of that topping tail there. 5,500. Okay. So lines up with a whole number, but way down here. I guess it would be okay. Not going to happen. I doubt it's going to happen today. The Fed guy's starts talking at 10 o'clock. So keep that in mind. You know, you never know what might come out of his mouth. Probably nothing new. But there's always that kind of risk of some kind of jiggle in the moment. The SPX today, I think the top is a no-brainer. Up 3.5 days in a row. And because it's up a little bit, you even go 56.05. Since you're on the other side of the whole number, and it's relatively far away. 50, yeah, 50. Things must be moving up a little bit because those premiums popped up a little bit more than what they were a few seconds ago. Anyway, 56.10, 56.05. Unlikely to get up there today. Downside seems more reasonable. Of course, once it breaks that low, but so the top side makes more sense. All right. The Dow did a lot of nothing again, got rejected. Um, yesterday, pre-market, I was saying that it had the better looking chart and more interesting chart with this gap reversal day, the inside day, the correction bar, and it just came out of the gate. It just exploded higher. You can see the 15-minute there. It gave you no entry even on the 5-minute. It just ripped right up, and then when the pullback failed, and it just continued to drift lower throughout the day. But it's on support. Yeah. We'll see what it does today. Let's look at the futures. See what they are a little bit, doing a lot of nothing. So still a lot of marking time, flip-flopping back and forth. The financials gave it up, and still the same of running in place back and forth. A little bullish move, retracement. Yesterday marked off, maybe like a little head and shoulders pattern here. They're going to start reporting the end of the week. So you could have a red bar ignored. Maybe it goes lower. Right now it's in the middle of that range. So nothing much happening there either. Just look at the futures before we move on to other things. So up this morning, grinding higher. Range contracted yesterday. We'll see if it can keep going. It's going to pull back. It's just inevitable that it's always going to happen. And NASDAQ being a little further extended. But until it breaks a prior day's low, a red bar at least, we'll assume it goes higher until it doesn't. Russell's still doing a lot of nothing. More running in place, which is pretty much what most things are doing, other than a few select instruments. Bitcoin recovering a bit here. It was clearly damaged, broken down. We'll see how far this comes or not. Gold gave back a whole bunch yesterday. There's just look, we've been talking about this for a while. Is just as much as there's a few things that are in a ripping bull market, semiconductors and software stocks and that brought up the rear. There's just a tremendous amount of uncertainty out there related to what I mean. Getting maybe getting closer to that awaited interest rate cut being a given with a 72% last I looked chance of that happening. Maybe the confidence in getting finally what's been wanted, and markets being short-term extended. Um, just some whipsawing back and forth everywhere, no matter where you look. Gold. If I was to flip through these currencies here, you see the same thing. Uh, Financials, not Bitcoin, that broke down. Silver, still constructive, just not the kind of patterns that, suggest a significant move one way or another, or to get on board here, kind of makes it a little difficult in the moment. Um, Oil pulling back a little bit here, still constructive. Energy didn't do much of anything yesterday as far as the stocks go, but they do look like they could pull back a little more. It's right here, and I don't know whether this is bottoming. I'm assuming it is. Even if it goes down a bit here, the weekly chart being, still in an uptrend and pulling back, a retest of this area, give or take, a little higher, a little lower, and a reversal with oil being where it is. So waiting to see if that comes to fruition or not. Transports, down day yesterday. Which ones did we look at? HT, just marking time. That had a reversal day. So I think we touched on this yesterday. It's coming down here. It's kind of not kind of it led the way down. So maybe it begins to bottom out sooner. We're still waiting to see some definitive patterns here to suggest a turnaround. These kind of patterns usually they're certainly not good for directionals. It could be good for put spreads, but something like this having premium could be looked at. But you can see the weekly bar here, the wide weekly bar, and it's in the top. So sloppy bottoming action at best. Airlines we looked at yesterday, they're getting beat up. They just kind of hanging on to the cliff here, looking at the ETF and set an alert under there. Inside day on the software sector yesterday, deep retracement, likely to pull back. I think it's a little bit of a look. Anytime prices have gone up and things are bullish and they're in uptrends, they get extended. Some kind of correction is inevitable. It could just be sideways, choppy mess. So recognize the environment that we're in right now. So until things resolve themselves one way or another, individual stocks that are playing catch up could be the way to go. Or credit spreads, the internet, which brought up the rear, it did make a new high, which is constructive. I'm going to see some consolidation there as well. Semiconductors up, a little more, recovering from this big move, but correction, sideways correction. Trend is still up. Some cracks in the bull case. The home builders, with interest rates being as low as they are, breaking down. Of course, that suggests they're going to go lower, just consolidating here. So they got some support right there. So anytime we see patterns, you got to look to the left, of course, and say, what's the downside target in a situation like this? So it's got some room. It's okay. And you can look at the stocks within the sector. That certainly looks like it can go lower, and it's got a larger void. You can see some overlapping bars there, but potential for downside to 130 or better. So keeping an eye on those. See if they trigger. Lennar is another one. Room to move down. Not everything is good under the hood. Home Depot kind of got started and failed. Bottoming process or not. So a lot of patterns out there that just are not ready for action yet. Retailing looks like it's going to break down. Just keeping things in perspective here. Regional banks, what a mess. And that's the frustrating part about what we do. We're looking for these opportunities, and right now, there's a lot of messes out there versus clean patterns. It'll pass. Biotechs, I see a lot of biotech stocks that look constructive, but the index just continues to whip back and forth. So waiting for that with alerts at the top and down below. Financials we looked at. Yeah. Gold miners. I mentioned copper miners yesterday, or copper stocks. Looks similar to the gold miners. They had a resting day yesterday. See if we get a reversal here. That's the main one. It's kind of doing a lot of nothing here pre-market. So even this, where you got this turnaround kind of a pattern, it's just not a great setup. AVGO, I saw yesterday, back to semiconductors and tech. This looks interesting for a potential measured move up here. So if these tech stocks stay strong, granted, this came down real hard. And so this type of a pattern is much better coming out of a base, where it comes out of a base like this, like if I can drag this part and put it over here for a continuation pattern. But as long as these semiconductors are the place where institutions are interested in, they'll keep coming for that until it doesn't work. And so maybe better for intraday than a swing. But it's constructive that it could go up. You can see the 65 and daily. Those that bring up the rear, that's up 3 days in a row, of course. Intel finally brought up the rear, a little catch up there, coming into that gap fill over, you can see to the left. So limited upside there. I think generally things are going to be slow as we wait to see what Powell's going to say, and then the economic report. So internals, ask Roberto. Sentiment moved up a little bit more. Breadth, as I mentioned yesterday, is above zero. If we can get some kind of spurt to the upside, this breadth should move up there and we get alignment. We don't have that alignment yet. So other than recognizing what is, they're not telling us, other than common sense to state, hey, things that are up a whole bunch of days in a row, there's risk of some kind of pullback or choppy price action. So, and we'll see what today brings. And NASDAQ futures is still up here a little bit. And, you can see the price action here pre-market, overnight back and forth, just flip-flopping back and forth here. So, uncertainty, day trading, whatever we can find while things resolve themselves here. All yours, Dan.
Good morning. I mean, yesterday we found a lot of good trades. So I posted a few more. Alarms going off. Some broker came out or key bank, whatever, and upgraded like 10 different semis. If I have time, I'll go through them all, the list. But that's helping obviously the SMH. And we're in a couple also. That Teradyne, my up alarm went off. So I moved stuff break even, Texan, same consolidation. You know, these are great continuation patterns. Rising 50, rising 200, flat 20, which means you've had a minimum, 20 days for it to flatten out, and you got a void. So that one's coming in here. It looks like you know, and then it's a little red barred Nord breakout. Yeah, I'm mad we missed Intel. We should have been in that on Friday over all of those little tails, multi-month bottoming pattern, big void, gapping up again. We missed the entry. I had snap alarm. This is a great continuation buy setup. Again, into the rising, listens into the rising 50, multi-week consolidation, buy setup 180, bullish weekly, monthly, and it looks great over the high to add. We're already in it. MFC. Been watching this the last couple of days, had a closing breakout, red bar Nord. It just looks like we're going to, something like this, we're going to need the market strength to give it the oomph to keep going. But those are all my learns. There's two earnings stocks. Burn 1138. Gap in a downtrend, no interest. This thing getting killed. Healy. I mean, that's bearish. Daily, weekly, monthly. All in downtrends. Look at that. Let's see over here. We could have said potential bottoming pattern. And we did an MT live recently. And we say, and I use that word potential a lot. Because sometimes we don't know. And we say that. We're like, we need as many clues as possible to show that it wants to reverse, as opposed to consolidate and make another leg lower. But and I can't even see support on this without blowing it up. Wow. Wow. This thing, well, that was 10 years ago. It's having a bad time. But I have it here in the bottom right. It's in my category of the excessive gap. We'll see what it does. IMDb, I don't know what the news is. I just saw this thing getting killed. Look at all these moving averages. We've done like over 6 years of MT lives now, I think. And everyone is so good. And this one reminds me of our moving average MT live. Like you can see so much information just by looking at these MAs. Look, I have a declining 200. Intermediate term bounce. I'm getting my little pop. It's short and stalled there. Breakout failure. And then nasty downtrend resumes. Disney, I read I don't know, they're building another ship that they're going to send out at Tokyo, I think I read. But bearish continuation pattern. There's no bottom yet. Look at that declining railroad track, 20 and 50. That looks lower. Let me set an alarm 9710. And things that can't rally with this recent strength in the spiders and Qs. It's relative weakness. I'm not sure it's fiction. It's my old computer though. Look at this zap. I mentioned this a few times. And I just said it was too whippy. Maybe it doesn't totally 100% looks like a SPAC. This is a EV company, but gapping up again after yesterday's big move. That should be near short-term top. DHI, Greg mentioned. Yeah, we have a short posted under the low. It's gapping up. I think Len got an upgrade. So I am going to set a higher alarm with 135.60. Might enter it early if it I mean, you all see where I get these numbers from. If it trades under this bullish 15-minute base, then it gave up the bullishness of the gap. And I might enter early, particularly if it like coincides with a 30-minute low. Upwork, big old bottom. Big bottom, had a new low plus here. It's a grinder. It's up a couple days, but looks higher. LNT I like a lot. That's a beautiful 1, 2, 3. Closing breakout. Inside bar. Rising 2050. Bullish weekly, monthly. Now, the only thing better is, you got some pivots here, but this big base suggests that it'll go through it. Bravo Papa Oil Company said they're going to take a $2 billion hit. That's a nasty gap. Gapping under this $35 level. Sell setup on the weekly. Crocs, Sammy Boy gave me. Bear 1, 2, 3, I like to the downside. Sierra November 1, 2, 3. I got an alarm. Now that one's right at the 50. And maybe that's what created the small bottoming tails. I don't know. But that's a closing breakdown on Friday. Inside bar. And I have a void. So if it trades under these lows, I think it's gonna go through that. And then the 50 MA don't mean anything to me. I'm gonna set and learn at 73.65 or 60. PRMW. It's a Sammy Boy short watch. Has a void. Can't bounce. That looks good. My pilot trader friend gave me these two yesterday, and these two are the little super computing companies. Now I don't like over the counter when you see 4 decimal places, but Don's not here, but I remember Don liking this stock, QBTS. That's a wide range breakout. Let's see if we get a 1, 2, 3. And at least this one's not over the counter. So yeah, let's focus on this other one. ADM, closing breakout, daily, weekly. That would be an ideal 1, 2, 3. Or put spread. Earnings 723. Let me check right now. 61 puts would be a no-brainer, and the premium is only 10 cents. So that's my veto. I'm not putting on a trade for 10 cents. AMD, a little relative weakness today after a big power move. It is I say relative weakness. Why? Because it's down $1.30 and the SMHs are up. Look at them. Wall Street's favorite darling, Nvidia here. We tried putting on a put spread yesterday, didn't get filled. It's just skipping yesterday's high. I don't know. This thing's been a champ. Byron. Why am I looking at Byron? It says earnings 7.9. I don't know if that's. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah. That's an earnings trade. All right. Glob's a continuation. Watch that on a pullback here. It's extended into the close. End of day rally. Anthony on YouTube asking about Smuckers. SJM daily downtrend. Yes, it is. And I like it because, Anthony, it's a sell setup declining 2050. Now it had a deep retracement, but your entry would be under this green bar, and then it'd be a green bar ignored, first target, prior lows. So that's worth watching. Here, IIPR. It's a marijuana read. I got an alarm at 110. Lazy Boy, nice little new low rejection. This would be an ideal 1, 2, 3, but that's what we call an end of day base rally, bullish consolidation in the upper third. So that, you know what, that could be 5-10 minute high. I'm gonna put old Lazy Boy here in the middle. Not talking about you, Sam. Talking about the equity. This SON is a Climo, but it's not a great one just because it's just steady selling. It's like your foot's on the accelerator at 50 miles an hour of selling, and it just hasn't let up yet. But I have an alarm at 49.30. Frog, I have an alarm, Sam, 36.40. That's yours. NOW, we were watching. We're thinking about doing a call spread yesterday, but it just didn't have enough juice. But this continuation, this is a end of day bearish base. So that would have been a good day trade short, but it's down a lot now. Verizon, nothing to do now, but daily, weekly, monthly are all in alignment of bullish consolidation. So I'll watch it for a trigger. Schwab, I have this as a pattern to trade up or down. And look, it's selling off right now. So 5-minute low could be a call spread. Oh, Lazy Boy actually got down over here. So let me set up UI. Hold on. So now we'll see. Here's our 1, 2, 3. If it closes like this, let me set an alarm 37:45 just for now, so I can move on. I got alarms going off. PRMW. PRMW alarm. So Sam, I like this 5-minute. Let's do. I mean, the same old drill. Qs and spiders holding like tanks, and the other two horsemen are falling here. So yeah, this is just a continuation breakdown. 2130s. So let's short 5-minute low. And David, uniform India. I like it. It's spotty, so it's light volume. But I love daily, weekly, monthly. Now, David, if this did not go sideways, and if it was just a continuous fluid move down with this bullish retest in 1, 2, 3, I would say that's a 4 long. That looks fantastic. Let's see, what's the average volume? I mean, it's low, 100,000. But I like it a lot. That's very bullish all time frames. Let me give this to subscribers as a watch. Great. Snap up alarm, right? We're in it. All right, Lynn. I like DHI better myself. It's posted AD line negative 675. So again, the narrow breadth. Alex Papa Kilo, low alarm. So that's better. Marking my alarms here. All right, our snap looks great. I actually over the weekend put it in the Facebook group, but that looks fantastic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember looking at that on the initial move up, and then it got slapped back down. Yeah, I like it. Narrow breadth, but you know, that's what this is, tech, computers. All right, you're buying the video. It looks good. I was hoping it would bobble around for 30 minutes. But it looked great. Dash, alarm. I gotta go through all my alarm.
Dan, see if you like MU for a put spread 130. Not that far away, but little retest reversal. Enough premium there.
Yeah, it looks a little scary unless it was 1 BTE. All right, our Teradyne doing well. I had most up break even. BLBD alarm. All right, so that's trail stopping out at a profit. Man, I've got a lot of alarms going off. All right, this DHI alarm. Let's see, is it under 135? So, Greg, do you want to anticipate and do a half lot here?
Mm, yeah, 5 minute low, whatever, some strategy. That's fine.
Well, it is 5 minute low
Okay.
because it's 9:37. And I said we were going to do puts. Let's see what they're at now. Yeah, they're just too spreading, so we got to do stock. All right, 135.30. We are in November alarm. Sounds like a Sam I am. BST. Yeah, definitely. So it's top of the range, looks good, but I would like it if it were at the end of the day, Brad. But if you want to do a half lot, I would still prefer maybe 30-minute highs. I mean, it's up to you of how aggressive you want to get in, but I like it. If it closes like this, I love it. All right, see you in November. All right, that was an early alarm, so nothing to do yet. All right, let's put Dell here. Let's see alarm. That's the one I'm not crazy about because where the market is. All right, Teradyne. Well, let's move stop days low and just protect our gains. 154.58.
Take a look at ADM for a call spread again. You could go up to like 187.50, 185. Semiconductors are near the prior high.
Greg, your XLU alarm utilities. Disney low alarm. Disney looks like a short. Yesterday's low. I can fall a couple bucks. XLU. Nah, I don't like the pattern. All right, what'd you say? ADM is not. No, ADM is put spread. Um, he must have meant AMD.
AMD.
And those just they just scare me. Coming, it's bullish, and it's the number of days holding period. Today's Tuesday, and I don't trust that until Friday, particularly with Palyak, and he can create some euphoria and blast to 185.
You put a, it's up to you, put a stop a little bit above today's high or something like that. I thought it was far enough away.
Well, it's like with Tesla, it is until it goes against you.
Now, isn't every trade that way?
Well, no, because these were fighting, bullish animals. So we're playing with fire a little bit, trying to predict when they're going to slow down.
Well, look at SOXL or SMH.
All
That
right.
suggests it's going to slow down.
No, I mean, you're right. There's juice there, 187.50.
Yeah.
But you know how we can get sucked in with, well, midpoint's only 55 cents. So, naked is different than spread. And this Dell I like, although I don't like my laptop right now. Ice Baby low alarm, sure. Greg, you want this directional or that's a big old W bottom?
I thought it was already given.
It was
Yeah.
over here and we stopped out. We took our money. It was right here. So now it's third go around.
Well, half size, you see where it is, right?
Of course I do. But I'm checking put spread first. 139 is only 25 cents naked. Oh, 145. There you go. We can do a whole debit spread. They're crapping out today. There's a lot of red in the Dow 30. The only positives are pennies, all under a dollar. Wow. Be okay at the alarm. It only said 3 bar rule. We might have to kill. Rid of this BLBD. And here. There, be okay. Nice move. Up alarm. Very nice.
Yeah, financials are up today a little bit.
Oh, dash, we had a put spread 107.04. We're not gonna get billed as of now.